Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw was born on April 3, 1914 at Amritsar. His parents were both Parsis and his father left Mumbai for Lahore in 1903 but halted at Amritsar for a short stay due to advanced pregnancy of the lady. They thereafter settled at Amritsar. Sam did his primary schooling in Punjab and then joined Sherwood College, Nainital, leaving the college with Junior Cambridge certificate in 1929. He did his Senior Cambridge in 1931. His father expressed his inability to finance his study in medicine in London, and in an act of rebellion, Sam applied for taking the exams for entry into the newly established Indian Military Academy, IMA, in 1932. On October 1, 1932, he was one of the 15 cadets to be selected through open competition. Manekshaw was 6th in the order of merit. Manekshaw joined the first course of IMA. Smith Dunn and M. Musa Khan, future commanders-in-chief of Burma and Pakistan armies. 22 cadets completed the course and were commissioned as second lieutenants on February 1, 1935. Manekshaw joined the 2nd Battalion Royal Scots at Lahore as a part of practice of posting newly commissioned officers to British regiments. He was later posted to 4th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force, stationed in Burma. World War II. He was appointed as acting captain before promotion to substantive captain on February 4, 1942. He saw action in Burma as a part of the 4th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force in the 1942 campaign on Sitang River. During the fighting around Pagoda Hill, a key position near the Sitang bridgehead, he led his company in a counter-attack on the invading Japanese army. Despite suffering 50% casualties, the company managed to achieve its objective. After the capture, Manekshaw was hit by a burst of LMG light machine gun fire and was severely wounded in the stomach. The general officer commanding of 17th Infantry Division, Major General David Cowan, pinned his own military cross on the chest of a struggling Manekshaw, saying, "A dead soldier cannot be awarded the military cross." His citation read as follows: Sitang River, 22 and 23rd February 1942, Captain SHFJ Manekshaw, 4th Battalion Sikh and 12th Frontier Force Regiment. This officer was in the command of Alpha Company of his battalion when ordered to counterattack the Pagoda Hill position, the key on the left of the Sitang bridgehead, which had been captured by the enemy. The counterattack was successful despite 30% casualties, and this was largely due to the excellent leadership and bearing of Captain Manekshaw. This officer was wounded after the capture of the position. Manekshaw was evacuated from the battlefield by Sipahi Meher Singh, his orderly, taking him to an Australian doctor who declined to treat him, saying he was badly wounded with 7 bullets in the stomach. Meher Singh picked the wounded Sam on his shoulders and walked 14 miles to the doctor. Meher Singh forced the doctor to treat the badly wounded captain. On being asked what happened after Manekshaw regained consciousness, he replied that he was kicked by a mule. The doctor was impressed by his sense of humor and removed 7 bullets from his lungs, liver and kidneys. Manekshaw attended the 8th Staff Course at Quetta, Balochistan on August 23, 1943 to December 22, 1943. Therefore, he was posted to the Razmak Brigade as a brigade major till December 22, 1944. He then joined the 9th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force Regiment. On October 30, 1944, he was appointed to the local rank of Lieutenant Colonel. By the end of the Second World War, he was appointed as a staff officer to GOC 20 Infantry Division, Major General Douglas Gracie. Manekshaw was given the task of supervising the surrender of 60,000 Japanese prisoners of war. He handled it extremely well. He was promoted to acting Lieutenant Colonel on May 5, 1946, and was appointed as General Staff Officer Grade 1 in the Military Operations Directorate in February 1947. Independent India. On independence, Manekshaw's unit 4th Battalion 12th Frontier Force Regiment became part of the Pakistan Army. So Lieutenant Colonel Manekshaw was assigned to 8 Gurkha Rifles. He was posted as commanding officer of 3rd Battalion 5 Gurkha Rifles Frontier Force. Pakistan forces infiltrated and attacked Kashmir on October 22, 1947. Before Manekshaw could move to his new posting, he accompanied V.P. Menon, Secretary of State's departments, to Srinagar. Manekshaw was able to carry out an aerial survey of the valley during the time Menon was with the Maharaja. On return, during the briefing to the PM, he recommended immediate deployment of troops there to save Kashmir. Manekshaw's posting order was cancelled and he was posted to the MO Directorate. As a result, Manekshaw never commanded a battalion. He was soon promoted to the rank of colonel and then brigadier, becoming the first Indian Director of Military Operations of the Indian Army. Manekshaw took command of 167th Infantry Brigade located at Firozpur in April 1952. He was Director of Military Training at the Army Headquarters and then Commandant Infantry School in the rank of Brigadier. He revamped the training manuals at the Infantry School during his tenure there. As General Officer, Manekshaw attended Higher Command course at the Imperial Defence College, London in 1957. He assumed the command of 26th Infantry Division in December 1957 on promotion to the rank of Major General. Menon, whom Manekshaw served with during the partition days, was now the Defence Minister. During his visit to 26th Infantry Division, Menon asked Manekshaw what he thought of General Thimayya, the Chief of Army Staff at the time. Manekshaw replied that it was inappropriate and improper for him to evaluate his superior, and told Menon not to ask anyone again. Manekshaw was appointed the Commandant of the Defence Services Staff College on October 1, 1959. In May 1961, General Thimayya resigned as Major General B.M. Kaul was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General. Kaul was appointed as Quartermaster General against the recommendation of the Chief. General P.N. Thapar became the Army Chief. At this time, Manekshaw made remarks on the political interference in the army, and he was marked as anti-national. Kaul spied on Manekshaw, and Manekshaw was soon charged with sedition. Manekshaw had come very close to being dismissed from service, but the Court of Inquiry presided over by Lieutenant General Daulat Singh, GOC&C of Western Command, exonerated him. The Sino-Indian War broke out in October 1962, while the formal orders of exonerating Manekshaw was still to be announced. Kaul and Menon were blamed for the debacle suffered during the war, and Kaul was removed from the command of 4 Corps. Manekshaw was asked by Nehru to take over 4 Corps. Manekshaw told Nehru that the Court of Inquiry proceedings against him were a conspiracy and his promotion had been due for 18 months. Nehru apologized. Manekshaw was promoted to Lieutenant General and took over 4 Corps at Tezpur on December 2, 1962. Manekshaw immediately took steps to improve the morale of the demoralized troops and ordered them to operate more aggressively. Within a week of his assuming command of 4 Corps, Nehru, accompanied by Indira Gandhi and the Army Chief, visited the headquarters of 4 Corps. Nehru said that he did not want any more casualties, and the Chief of Army Staff assured him that the orders to advance will be rescinded. Manekshaw wanted to be allowed to command his troops the way he wished, or that he could be sent to another appointment. Indira Gandhi intervened and told Manekshaw to go ahead. Manekshaw reorganized troops in the Northeast Frontier Agency, NEFA, presently Arunachal Pradesh, and took measures to overcome shortages of equipment, accommodation, and clothing. Manekshaw was appointed as the Army Commander Western Command on December 5, 1963. December 16, 1964, Manekshaw moved to Calcutta as GOC&C Eastern Command. His handling of the insurgency in Nagaland earned him the award of Padma Bhushan in 1968. Chief of Army Staff. Manekshaw was appointed as the 8th Chief of Army Staff on June 8, 1969. Manekshaw developed the army into an efficient instrument of war during his period. the Indo-Pak War of 1971. The Pakistan government had failed to fulfill the aspirations of the people of their eastern wing, and the people of East Pakistan started contemplating an independent state. March 25th, 1971, Pakistan Army launched a fierce crackdown to curb secessionist activities in East Pakistan. As a result, India was soon burdened with 10 million refugees. India decided to assist the people of Bangladesh in the formation of a new nation state. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi asked Manekshaw if he was prepared to go to war during a cabinet meeting. Manekshaw replied that the most of the formations were deployed on the Western Front, and that being the harvest period, grain movement will also need rail carriages, in addition to the army for moving troops to the east. Moreover, Himalayan passes would open soon, and the forthcoming monsoons would result in heavy flooding in East Pakistan. After the cabinet meeting, Manekshaw offered to resign. Indira Gandhi declined and sought his advice. Manekshaw said if he was allowed to handle the conflict on his terms, he could guarantee victory. Indira Gandhi agreed. A strategy to launch several preparatory operations inside Bangladesh while training and equipping the Mukti Bahini to harass the Pakistan Army from the rear and to build a strong intelligence network to be used later. About 3 brigades of regular Bangladeshi soldiers and 75,000 militia were trained as a result. The war started on December 3rd, 1971. The Indian Army was now fully poised to launch offensive operations inside Bangladesh. The strategy followed was to bypass all major Pakistani positions and strong points and rush to Dhaka. All the corps were given clear orders to rush to Dhaka from all directions. The easy availability of local guides, exact intelligence on Pakistan Army deployments and routes to bypass their strong positions, along with the availability of guides and local people to help with the war-fighting logistics, all helped the Indian Army's Eastern Army to reach the outskirts of Dhaka within 12 days, as planned. The Pakistan Army capitulated as its resistance crumbled on all fronts. Eastern Army had given itself 12 days to reach Dhaka, and it was there by December 14th and 15th. On the Western Front, the strategy was one of offensive-defensive. To improve our defensive posture where needed, and to capture territory where feasible for an upper hand on the negotiations later. Psychological operations were launched against the Pakistan Army in Bangladesh from the very beginning to demoralize it and ensure easy and early capitulation. Manekshaw's first message to Pakistani troops was on December 9th, 1971. Indian forces have surrounded you. Your air force is destroyed. You have no hope of any help from them. Chittagong, Chalna, Mangla ports are also blocked. Nobody can reach you from the sea. Your fate is sealed. The Mukti Bahini and the people are all prepared to take revenge for the atrocities and cruelties that you have committed. Why waste lives? Don't you want to go home and be with your children? Do not waste time. There is no disgrace in laying down your arms to a soldier. We will give you the treatment befitting a soldier. Manekshaw addressed the Pakistan troops by radio broadcast on 9th, 11th and 15th December, assuring them they would receive honorable treatment from the Indian forces if they surrendered. The importance of surrendering to the Indian Army to ensure protection under the Geneva Conventions on prisoners of war, or else be left to be lynched by the East Pakistan Bangladeshi mobs, was repeatedly emphasized to the Pakistan soldiers. The decision to surrender was taken by Lieutenant General A.A.K. Niazi, commanding the Pakistan forces in Bangladesh on December 15, 1971, and the instrument of surrender was signed on 16th December at Dhaka. The Prime Minister asked Manekshaw to go to Dhaka to accept the surrender, but he refused, saying that this honor should go to the GOCNC Eastern Command, Lieutenant General J.S. Arora. Soon after the surrender, Manekshaw issued strict orders to maintain army discipline. As a result of that, cases of loot were negligible. 94,000 Pakistan soldiers were taken as prisoner of war, and an independent state of Bangladesh was born as a result of this war. Manekshaw visited the prisoner of war camps regularly and met the Pakistani soldiers. He became famous for his compassion towards prisoners. Provisions were made to supply the prisoners with copies of the Holy Quran, and they were allowed to celebrate festivals and receive parcels and letters from their near and dear ones back home. Promotion to Field Marshal. Indira Gandhi promoted Manekshaw to the rank of Field Marshal. His appointment as Chief of Defence Staff was stalled due to the opposition from the Navy and the Air Force, as well as the bureaucracy. He was promoted to the rank of Field Marshal on January 1st, 1973, and was conferred with the rank with the ceremony held at Rashtrapati Bhavan on January 3rd. Manekshaw was earlier conferred with Padma Vibhushan in 1972. Retirement. Manekshaw retired from active service on January 15, 1973 and settled at Silu in Coonoor in the Nilgiri Hills next to Wellington Cantonment. Manekshaw, after his retirement, served on the board of directors of a number of companies and a few cases as the chairman. He was outspoken and avoided political correctness. Manekshaw was not given his complete allowances to which he was entitled. In 2007, President APJ Abdul Kalam presented him with a check of rupees 1.3 crores, his arrears of pay over 30 years. Manekshaw married Silu Bode on April 22, 1939 in Bombay. They were blessed with two daughters, Sherry and Maya, born in 1940 and 45 respectively. Manekshaw breathed his last breath on June 27, 2008 and died at the military hospital Wellington at the age of 94. A postage stamp depicting Manekshaw in his Field Marshal uniform was released by President Pratibha Patil on 16 December 2008. 16 December is celebrated in India as Vijay Divas in the memory of the victory achieved under the leadership of Field Marshal Manekshaw in 1971.